or sprint. Typical predicament for an anti-bottom runger like me. Wish I never snuck in here to begin with. Seemed like a good idea at the time. Nah, it was a great idea. So much stuff for the taking around here. Motherload of loot. Plenty to get me back in the sprag race. Just didn't account for all these crabbles. Real fly in the old ointment.
Of unlucrative bureaucracy.
It's a throw!
Goodwin here. Field report update. We are approaching the Raptidon Den. These beasts have exhibited excessive irritability as of late. We endeavor to determine why. Surely the red spores aren't to blame. Wind-borne spores lack the catalytic agent of our food additives. Only way to be certain is to gather a stool sample. Simple enough. A routine task for the audacious Advances field team. Quiet now as we approach the rap's nest.
Looks like a fight! Eyes up. Outsiders approaching the south gate.
I see you have not brought my cousin to heal. Have you at least seen about Ida? Do hurry. I might remind...
Huh. Well, visitors, huh? Just meandering about, free of any appointed minder? Not so sure I ought to be speaking with you. If you need someone to talk to hereabouts, I suggest you seek out Vigilant Hogarth. That tall, stately building back yonder is his domicile. Do hate to come off impolite. If you're so inclined, we can pick this up later, after you two confabulate.
Poor dears didn't have the firm benevolent hand of the sovereign to guide them.
Apologies, but I don't believe I should be discussing such matters with you without permission. Once you report to the Vigilant, I'd be happy to speak freely. Word to the wise, despite what you might hear, we still consider ourselves part of the Protectorate. Anyone spots an outsider engaging in misdeeds might just open fire.
Nutritious and plentiful. We have everything we need.
Simply saying I'd rest easier if he'd been assigned to it. Originally. Yeah. That generator goes, this town's finished.
You are the raw material for perfection.
From the lowliest subject to the most exalted vigilant, we must all fulfill our duty to the Protectorate. We're all in this together.
No, I just feel sad for them. It's even in their name.
Almost missed the route. Don't suppose you checked in with Vigilant Hogarth yet, eh?
Recognized it as the perfect ecosystem. The native flora.
What?
Atmosphere and rich natural resources represent a fascinatingly complex ecological network. To govern it, the matriarch, working with and through the sovereign, devised.
I inhaled so much dust. The attack still hurts to breathe.
Produces glorious bounty for all. Naturally, sometimes challenges do arise. We all know how invasive species can unbalance even the most robust ecosystem, like those nettlesome raptidons.
Trust the plan, preserve said progress, sustain the system, serve the sovereign.
A fine quote. My favorite is, we must rout all disruptive factors and invasive elements.
More than ever, we must all do our
The wireless said
part to
that
meet
flooding needs to remove the dust that had been building up in our door frames.
Sovereign really does think of everything.
We give it a little extra added zeal for now, just to offset any minor disruption.
Feeling distracted, daydreaming on the job, mental refreshment centers are there. Protectorate law, we are that you entered a recreant locale.
You walked in here under your own steam and appear reasonably free of cuts, burns, or weeping lesions. So, I assume you're presently devoid of mortiferous injuries. Good. Because we've got more of that than we can handle. You haven't heard? When Antis invaded, they broke the seawall. Flooded nearly half the town below, where most of the domiciles were. A number of our subjects drowned. Others got concussed, or even crushed. A few were electrocuted or exposed to caustics. Took a while for our water purifier to catch up, so some drank tainted water, which is not good for you at all. I'm glad it's working again. All right. Well, don't let me keep you.
Word on the wireless is that Auntie's
outsider? You've returned.
Greetings.
We have everything.
It is my esteemed pleasure to welcome you to Westport, once a shining testament to Protectorate excellence, now a picturesque example of the evils of corporatism. But where are my manners? We do not have much, but please let me offer you some victuals. Tut. I insist. Serving Unit 1. Something for the visitor at once?
Confirmative.
Perhaps you're wondering why I'd open my arms thusly for a stranger. Simple. As the guiding light for humankind, we always put our best foot forward, regardless of circumstance.
As the perfect ecosystem, the native flora and fauna, the pleasant atmosphere.
I believe something still can be done. This town can be saved, its people given a reprieve. Were we to acquire the one thing vital to our existence, automech parts. What?
Comestibles served.
We of the Protectorate pride ourselves on our mech programming. Among the vigilant, it is even considered something of a sport. We are not miracle workers, however. Without parts to work with, we've no hope of remaking our mechs to do tasks beyond their initial functions. We need repair mechs, domestic mechs, not combat ones. Serving Unit 1 here is about as much as can be accomplished without replacement parts.
The system is resilient. The system abides. But now, more than ever, we must all do our part to maintain it. Keep doing your job with pride. Keep informing.
If we cannot reprogram these mechs, our chances to seek a reprieve are non-existent. A harsh judgment looms in our imminent future for our cowardice or negligence, depending on the Arbiter's interpretation. I will certainly be executed.
Is a fellow subject lacking the appropriate seal for their assigned work?
For once, she was correct. As subjects of the Protectorate, it is incumbent upon us to fight to the death. Yet we still live, as does our enemy. Now, either the Arbiters arrive to execute us, or this place falls under the vapid boot heel of Auntie's choice. No matter who wins, we cannot sustain ourselves here for long.
Insufficient zeal in defense against seizure.
These fine and decent folk don't deserve having their lives thrown away on account of my failures. If I can return the settlement to a reasonable facsimile of its previous glory, sufficiently functioning by employing mechs reprogrammed to repair and rebuild, the Arbiters might see fit to penalize only me, commute the others' sentences, allow them to maintain things around here in the spirit of continuity and such. Hence my use of the term reasonable facsimile. I owe it to every single person here to try.
Human societies were constantly out of balance. Individualism ran.
That's abundantly kind of you, though there must be something I can offer.
Led to terrible suffering. Poor dears didn't have the firm benevolence.
Enough to lead and inspire those who work there, once at least. I was previously the ranking vigilant on this island. Why do you ask?
Perfect life of contentment and plenty. We have community, purpose, time for recreation.
Ah, I don't know what an Earth Directorate is, and I thought we were past the need for being coy, but fine. I'll extend you my trust as a show of good faith. In exchange for the automech parts we need, I can provide you means to get inside. Never dream of such a proposal in days of reason and quietude. Yet such is the here and now we find ourselves in. Wonderful. My unavoidable march to the gallows feels lighter already. At least now my subjects will have a fleeting chance. The parts can be found at the Euphoria Coast Automech Repair Center to the south. But do not, under any circumstances, tell those stationed there why you need them. To get inside, you will need an access pass from the Ministry of Accuracy. Since we have all been marked as traitors, I cannot create one for you here.
The native flora and fauna, the pleasant atmosphere, and rich natural resources represent a fascinatingly complex ecological network. To govern it, the matriarch, working with and through the sovereign, devised the paradigm, a meticulously designed marvel where, if each of us does our part, produces glorious bounty for all. Naturally, sometimes challenges do arise. We all know how invasive species can unbalance even the most robust ecosystem, like those nettlesome raptidons, or the base individualists within Auntie's choice. Though don't fret, the system is resilient. The system abides. But now, more than ever,
Farewell now.
do our part to maintain it. Keep doing your job with pride. Keep informing on your neighbors. Same as ever. But prudence dictates we give it a little extra added seed for now, just to offset any minor disruption.
Under protectorate law, we are bound to inform you that you entered a
Literally everything I own is underwater.
Outside.
Everything we have belongs to the sovereign.
sabotage, and manipulative indoctrinatory falsity. Our enemies envy our prosperity, disdain our sense of community. They sneer at our contentment.
Everyone knows the paradigm epitomizes the pinnacle of social order. Why? Because the matriarch herself designed it, and the sovereign embodies and executes on it. Throughout history, human societies were constantly out of balance. Individualism ran rampant. Depletion of resources and lack of community led to
Look who's back.
suffering. Poor dears didn't have the firm, benevolent hand of the sovereign to guide them. Here on Eden, we all enjoy the full luxury the paradigm affords us. A perfect life of contentment and plenty. We
Look who's
have
back.
community, purpose, time for
How
recreation.
empty are the lives of Auntie's subjects that they need to rely on consumerism to find
Strenuous
meaning?
or stressful, food is nutritious and plentiful. We have everything we need. Prudence dictates we take a moment to rightly appreciate it all and thank the sovereign.
I had a nightmare that the matriarch didn't gift us the paradigm, and we were left to scramble for purpose and profit like Auntie's workers.
We must all fulfill our duty to the protectorate. We're all in this together.
The matriarch chose Eden because she recognized it as the perfect ecosystem. The native flora the pleasant atmosphere and rich natural resources.
Outside.
Who goes there? By orders of Marshal Donaldson, no one comes or goes to the Automech Repair Center without approval. What's your business here?
Now you've done it. Slowing down a ranking Protectorate official is worth 10, 20 demerits if you're lucky.
All right, let's not lose our heads over a simple misunderstanding. You're free to pass. Marshal Donaldson likes to greet new arrivals personally. We'll let him know you're inbound, so no one shoots on sight. Oh, and fair warning, watch out for xeranium gas. We sprung a leak. One more thing. Don't cause any trouble around these parts. Donaldson runs a tight ship and has zero tolerance for lawbreakers.
Yeah.
All that matters is getting these automechs to the Vox relay station.
But Marshal, we must adhere to decontamination procedures.
Might be wise to give that large gas cloud a wide berth. Don't think there's anything to gain by getting near it.
Oh yes, I adore interruptions. I was just saying, what's best for stoking the spark of invention? Regular disruptions to one's train of thought. Now what is it you want? I might recommend the local quartermaster. It's their job to track and distribute this facility's supplies, after all. Until a more convenient date and time.
Ambient xeranium levels are higher than average, but within acceptable ranges. State your business. This unit was engineered to facilitate management of supply inventory at this installation.
Oh, this is surely exciting. Someone is finally trying out my automechanical quartermaster. Show them what you got, Quartermech.
Command not understood.
Huh. I thought that would have put it into sales mode. Best look into that later. Please, give it a try yourself.
All wares should be perfectly visible already.
Sorry, it tends to take things too literally. Maybe try phrasing the request differently.
Lull detected. Conversational status uncomfortable. Current inventory indicates 0 copies of item designated stuff. Transaction halted.
I see. It's mislabeling stuff as a specific request. I'll have to add additional linguistic support for collective nouns. Look, for now, just use the phrase initiate commerce. It's what I used during the initial testing.
Initiating commerce.
Oh, unfamiliar clientele. I was just lamenting the lack of new faces around here since supplies stopped arriving. And then you walk in. Name's Hazel. I'm sort of the acting quartermaster around these parts. You need any supplies, talk to my friend the quartermech here. You'd think that a fully stocked auto-mechanical repair center would have automech parts, and 9 times out of 10 you'd be spot on. Trouble is, a bunch of supplies went missing recently, right around the time the quartermech completed a routine inventory. There wouldn't be much point. Much as I'm fond of the quartermech, it couldn't even tell you the time of day. You're not implying the quartermech is somehow responsible, are you? I'd hate for the big guy to get in trouble. The quartermech is my responsibility. Claim whatever parts you require from the missing supplies, and we'll call the matter settled. Delphinia's lab would be the place to search. We use it for storage, and our records indicate the supplies were present and accounted for.
Standard Earth Directorate protocol calls for a thorough grid search of the premises, Commander. Those parts are bound to turn up somewhere.
Are you acquainted with Delphinia? She's a scientist on loan from the Vox Relay, helping with the Zeranium leak and all. Delphinia? No. I doubt she stole what I would have given her freely. Best of luck in your search. Let me know if I can be of assistance. See you soon, I hope.
Now that you mention it, there was one particularly insistent little mech who kept trying to put all manner of bric-a-brac in here. After several firm remonstrations, I told it the interior of this building is off limits while I am working here. Didn't see that peculiar little scamp again after that. Quite busy, as I said, and less pleased for this unscheduled work suspension. Now, did you have some business here? Oh, we'll get to that presently. Now tell me, are you familiar with Zeranium gas? One and the same. That building took the brunt of the damage during a recent attack, and now it's spewing valuable Zeranium all over the place. I could speak at length about Zeranium's many captivating intrinsic qualities, but suffice it to say, in its gaseous state, it's rather deadly. So what am I endeavoring to create? A protective device that shields its wearer from Zeranium's remarkably unsavory effects, as well as other forms of harm. Sadly, there is a kernel of truth in your boorish observation. While the device is nearly operational, a particular minor detail has proven more challenging than expected. Rest assured, I'll have the final kinks ironed out in no time. Alas, while I'm occupied with inventing this shield gadget, I also find myself in need of assistance regarding its key components. Good, good. Wonderful. As an added incentive, I'll allow you to keep one of the prototypes once the work is finished, so you be sure to give it your all. Now here, you'll need this apparatus. It's for collecting stray Zeranium effluvium. Gas, that is. My supply is running low from all the iterative testing I've been performing. Merely activate the device once it's inside a Zeranium cloud, the one around the main hangar specifically. Try to avoid any fields of dense Zeranium, or death is all but assured. Any questions? Well, of course, obviously. To that end, I'd suggest choosing a cloud of lesser density for your collection efforts. Lower chance of near-instant death that way. If you suffer prolonged exposure, assuming you survive, see our local medical officer next door. She is highly preoccupied by the treatment of Zeranium-related maladies. Normally, yes, but on the off chance that environmental exposure has altered the gas here in any way, I'll want to work with local samples. Ideally, the resulting shielding will protect against any gas, but since it's of utmost importance that it work on the gas here, I'll be calibrating against that. I believe that covers all the necessary education for this particular assignment. Oh, so exhilarating to have a new subordinate. I look forward to thoroughly scrutinizing your work. Now, shoo-shoo! Off with you now! Gather those samples! Shoo!
Commander, I think this stuff is eating my lungs from the inside. My little minion. I trust you've made progress in your tasks? What did I tell you? Perfectly safe. Either that or you tolerate Zeranium poisoning like a champ. Good for you. Should you suffer from any lingering symptoms of contamination, visit the medical center and they'll get you squared away. Now, on to business. The device already generates a field exactly as specified, albeit on a very small scale. Still, progress is progress. What's needed now is something to help extend and shape the field around the user. I require a component called a catalytic amplifier. You'll be pleased to learn there's one right here at the facility, in the Dragoon that's patrolling just outside. You would imagine so, wouldn't you? Unfortunately for me, our chief mechanist, Woodrow, wasn't enthusiastic about my proposal to gild his only combat automech. So you may have trouble getting your hands on the catalytic amplifier. Good. A flexible mindset should behoove you on this task. Perhaps the chief mechanist will prove more receptive to your request. Failing that, be prepared to exercise creativity if needed. One last thing. The Dragoon must not be harmed. Not only would the amplifier likely be damaged, but we'd both be summarily executed, assuming we survive the firefight that ensued. Well, off you go. Shoo.
Give me a sec. Almost done with this work list. Another sealant failure, amplifier requisition, and 2 more cases of uranium exposure. We're a mite bit busy these days. She and I have been over this 100 times. Please understand, the original staff of this facility were rounded up and refreshed because they couldn't safeguard a protectorate asset. Why should I follow their example by reducing our sole working Dragoon to a pile of unpatriotic scrap? I can't. I won't. Be gone already. I wish I could help, but you'll just have to find another way. If you need something, kindly make it quick. Hazel should get you sorted right quick, assuming she has the parts. She's right between the barracks and the main gate. Can't miss her. I thought I made my position clear. I cannot abide any effort to weaken the security of this facility. Take your problems elsewhere. If you're really so desperate, you can track down our second Dragoon. Damn thing wandered up the coast and hasn't been seen since. I'd have sent someone to retrieve it myself, but Dragoons are stubborn when their instructions are unclear. First, that would undoubtedly destroy the catalytic amplifier. Second, everyone here would turn their guns on you. Believe me, I will try. Good hunting. Now, if you'll excuse me, there's work to be done.
Outer chassis sealant test number 14 is confirmed a failure. Uranium exposure rate appears to be unaffected. Test model displayed standard overload-induced paralysis, then became atypically aggressive. Forced to terminate test model in self-defense.
needed a stretch.
Yeah.
Well, any closer to obtaining the catalytic amplifier? Oh, superb! I'm almost tempted to ask how you managed it. But pressing on, just a moment to remove what I need and install it in the prototype. With this gadget, you'll be shielded against more than Zeranium, you know. Damn near everything, as long as it's charged. Now, report to Marshal Donaldson, if you please. He's rather impatient to end this crisis so he can turn his focus back to the war. Don't thank me. Just doing my part for the sake of the paradigm, same as anyone.
Ain't sure why you're so broken up over losing your auntie's choice contract. You're your own boss now. No one yanking your chain. That sounds pretty good to me.
You don't get it. You ain't nothing in Auntie's Choice without a contract. Just a rung leech scraping by. It's lonely at the bottom. But I ain't planning to stay there for long.
Oh, believe me, I know more than you think. And you're with us now. We're a team. No bottom rungs in this crew.
Sure. Don't mean to come across ungrateful. I'll pull my weight. Tell you what, once I raise my stock with Auntie and learn a new, better contract, I'll have a shindig.
No, Jackson, don't!
Don't fret. With these boots, I can fly!
Hal? Are you breathing? Say something! Oh, law. I can't believe he jumped that way.
Sir, I know this isn't the time, but are they gonna put us to the gallows for this?
What? No. That ain't how we operate in Auntie's Choice, Liza. We might be looking at a pretty fierce demotion for losing half our workforce and getting stuck up here, though.
Demotion to fertilizer?
No. Now cease your jawing. This ain't the time. Hey, you! You down there! Would you mind checking on our fellow? Might he have survived the fall? Tragically, yes. If you gaze beneath us, you'll find a slew of blood and gore in the gears of this platform's articulating arm. That's Ida. She jumped there as we ascended. I can't fathom no sensible motive. She joined us shortly after Auntie liberated her with the freedom of meritocracy, and she seemed happy enough.
Were you not listening? She said she'd always be a loyal subject. It was part of the endless inculcation we endured in the Protectorate. It can prove insurmountable for some.
The notion that she'd sacrifice herself, even after seeing the vast possibilities in staying alive and climbing the corporate ladder, it's just impossible to cognize. No, wait! Please! You can't just leave us up here to die! The reason Jackson tried using those plasma thruster boots was to gather a piece of machinery we'd spotted on a little table halfway up the spire.
It's a drive overloader. If we install it, we can push the platform's arm hard enough to... well, to grind old Ida out of the gears.
Though the power of that overloader will deluge the system and, well, overload the drive and burn it out all permanent-like. But desperate times and all that.
So if you were to use them boots to bound up the spire and deliver the overloader to us, we'd avoid the tragic fate of our 2 former cohorts.
Exactly! Because he had no idea how science works and thought the word thrusters meant he could fly. So when I told him to jump, he opted for open air instead of where I told him to go. They're experimental. We'd not laid eyes on them before, but the data we found with them says they were actually designed to let people hop their way up the spire. If you activate the plasma thrusters when you're already airbound, they can give you a fair bit of extra boost. It should let you turn a quick hop into a surprisingly grand vault.
Plus, you'll have the advantage of practicing with him on solid ground, rather than up in the blue. Should give better habituation than poor Jackson. Oh, thank the Sovereign... thank you, stranger. We are eagerly anticipating a long life utterly absent of starvation.
Eden's hinterlands would be more pleasant if Auntie didn't airdrop them raptidons willy-nilly. Sure makes getting from A to B a pain.
Blame Spacer's choice. They're the ones who first weaponized livestock in such a manner. Auntie just acquired and rebranded the idea when she came to Tau Ceti.
Right. Poor Auntie. Her hands were tied. I heard you all bred the rats for diet toothpaste and such originally. Only taught them to heal and kill later.
Ain't sure who you all is referring to. Me? I prefer for the raps to stay wild. Free. They're better off out here than in cages in a cargo hold.
Better for them, sure. Not so much for us.
Oh, you're by our crop of Brachythecium rutabulum. They're found in bandages and burn tinctures. If you don't have that drive overloader, ascending may be a waste.
That's it? It was that easy? That was some impressive climbing. Poor Jackson could have learned a thing or two from you. Starting with the right direction to jump, I suppose. Wonderful. Get us down, and I'll happily compensate you in accordance with standard Auntie's Choice urgently improvised extortive standards.
Disposal Officer Potter.
Oh, thank the law. I never thought of myself as a vertiginous sort, but being trapped 100 meters in the air will make you reconsider.
I mirror that sentiment, to be certain. In fact, Auntie will have to pay me triple if heights are to be involved. And isn't it grand to be in a system that allows me that freedom?
What do you mean? You're already getting our urgently improvised extortive rate. Ha! Fair enough, stranger. What with the day's festivities, I imagine all our cerebellums are mighty strained. Here's your reward for evacuating us with all our parts intact. I perhaps ain't as awash in currency as I'd prefer, so you can have my helmet as well. It was useful for identifying crops we'd missed in our harvest, but to be honest, I'd like a little distance from plants for a spell.
Is a fellow subject lacking the appropriate seal for their assigned work? Report them for mental refreshment post-haste. It's not just a good idea, it's the law.
Under Protectorate law, we are bound to inform you that you have entered a recreant location.
Outside.
Record states as follows. All inhabitants are...
Don't suppose you checked in with Vigilant Hogarth yet, eh? Oh, glad to hear. Probably sprung an important task on you afterwards, I'd wager. I mentioned to the Vigilant how I'd reset my chef mech to prepare meals to my liking. Next thing you know, he puts me in charge of repairing all the mechs in Westport. I mean, sure. All the underlying logic's the same, if you mull it over. I've been trained to run them big algae processing units, which were a fair amount more complex. It's just... subjects are expected to mind their assigned area and particular forte. So I was a mite taken aback. But I am happy to help the system abide any way I am able.
Individualism ran rampant. Depletion of resources and lack of community.
Still going on about sending a message, is she? Despite what she thinks, you'll find no traitors here. We're just trying to survive best we can. Experiencing failure in the midst of catastrophe does not a traitor make.
Of contentment and plenty. We have
Now that you mention it, he has been acting rather funny as of late. Always looking over his shoulder and such. We're off toward Fairfield with a gleam in his eye. Quite frankly, wouldn't be surprised if you might find something untoward in that abode of his. But you didn't hear it from me. Anyhow, you still haven't answered my question. Checked in with Vigilant Hogarth yet?
You are the raw material for perfection.
Oh, glad to hear. Probably sprung an important task on you afterwards, I'd wager. I mentioned to the Vigilant how I'd reset my chef mech to prepare meals to my liking. Next thing you know, he puts me in charge of repairing all the mechs in Westport. Not exactly. All the underlying logic's the same, if you mull it over. I've been trained to run them big algae processing units, which were a fair amount more complex. It's just... subjects are expected to mind their assigned area and particular forte. So I was a mite taken aback. But I'm happy to help the system abide any way I am able. Outsider.
a meticulously designed marvel where, if each of us does our part, produces glorious bounty for
Everything,
naturally.
literally everything I own is underwater. What do you mean? Everything we have belongs to the sovereign. We own nothing. The children will provide everything.
Of course they will.
That is a tool of the enemy.
Don't fret. The system is resilient. The system abides. But now, more than ever, we must all do our part to maintain it. With pride, keep informing on your neighbors. Same as ever. But prudence dictates we give it a little extra added seating for now, just to prevent any minor disruption.
Of course, it's part of the Sovereign's plan. He floods our houses, which makes more habitat for fish, which offers us more to eat, which gives us the strength to build new houses.
I wish everyone's neighbor Prudence was my actual neighbor.
My body.
Except
Prudence
my
dictates
domicile is
we
presently
leave the burden
water.
of thought to our better. Imperfection is impossible. When the mind is a thing of perfect symmetry.
Due to insufficient zeal in defense against seizure,
I was sad for a moment because my house was
indoctrinatory falsity.
Did you hear? They're letting anyone who wants to train at the Arbiter's facility.
But the paradigm says we're to spend our lives in our predetermined professions.
That's why it's so generous of the Sovereign to let us become tiny cogs in the great wheel.
Everyone knows the paradigm epitomizes pinnacle of social order. Why? Because the matriarch herself designed it, and as sovereign embodies of resources and lack of community led to terrible suffering. Poor
The matriarch appeared right out of the aether, just as I imagine our proud sentinels do. Like, here I am, your innermost thoughts are known to me, and nobody once hears from you again. Caught me reciting passages from a beacon to the cosmos, illustrating my steadfast fidelity. All subjects prosper under the guidance of our beneficent ruler, the Sovereign. That part always hits me directly. To quote my personal log, an essential passage, rightful and true. Charlton Weintrott.
We take a moment to rightly appreciate it all.
Why, that's wonderful. I'm actually quite relieved a fellow customer like yourself somehow saw through my carefully maintained act. Others in Westport fail to perceive my true nature. I am hardly one of the herd around here. A reference you'll no doubt recognize from those keen Auntie's Choice commercials. Why, they are certainly inspiring. There's this one character who just laughs at danger, says he hand makes his own luck. Is that not the grandest thing you ever heard? You and I are just like him. Get up and go-getters. Say, did Auntie's Choice send you here? Don't fret, I am exceedingly skilled at keeping secrets.
To govern it, the matriarch working with and through the sovereign.
If I am not the person for it, I would be most surprised. Do tell.
If each of us does our part.
Ugh, my uncle's child. That side of the family is obstinate and mean. No, I'd hardly risk life and limb trying to convert her.
Can unbalance even the most robust ecosystem, like those nettles.
That seems neither prudent nor wise. I value my neck and do not intend to hang.
So don't fret.
Oh, did you have another mission in mind? One especially designed for my unique talents?
We must all do
Of course. Toodaloo. Hey there, go-getter. Why, hello again. Any new business to discuss involving secret sympathies and sugary spoils? If I am not the person for it, I would be most surprised. Do tell.
Feeling distracted, daydreaming on
Ugh, my uncle's child. That side of that seems neither prudent nor wise. Of course.
perfect thoughts. Go now.
Seeing Zeb again went different than I expected. Not that I had high hopes for tears and confetti, but damn.
Record states as follows. All inhabitants are declared treasonous.
Understood. You won't catch me slacking in reverie. Not whilst there's still a colony to save.
Manipulative, indoctrinatory falsity.
I see you have not brought my cousin to heal. Have you at least seen about Ida? What? How do you know this? Keen as I am to entertain this, am I expected to take traders and corporatists at their word? If there is one that may yet be obtained, yes. I would find it most informative. Go on now. I see you have not brought my cousin to heal. Have you at least seen about Ida? Do hurry. I might I see you have not brought my cousin to heal. Have you at least seen about Ida? Let me see that. Yes. Yes! This does appear to be hers. Unfortunately, there are reports of the Harvester having been repaired in the wake of her sabotage. Though her triumph may not have endured, it was a good effort nonetheless. Should Montelli deign to interrogate me for my associations, I'll be certain to inform him of her patriotism. Inspiring, isn't it? Ida's final gift to me was one of enduring loyalty and self-sacrifice. And I will benefit from it, just as she very well might have wanted. I am thankful for the report. Now I just require my fool of a cousin in hand. Be on your way.
My erstwhile assistant returns. To what do I owe the pleasure? Until a more convenient date and time.
enemies envy our prosperity, disdain our sense of community. They sneer at our contentment.
Look who's back.
The paradigm epitomizes the pinnacle of social order. Why? Because the matriarch herself designed it, and as sovereign embodies and executes on it. Throughout history, human societies were constantly out of balance.
Outsider?
Individualism ran
Well, look who it is. What is it? Speak your mind.
led to terrible suffering. Poor dears didn't have
That is most excellent. Please, hand them over. Sincerest thanks. Now, we had what you outsiders call a deal. I promised you a means past the bridge and a way inside the Vox relay. There is wreckage from a crashed ship traversing most of the expanse. With the right equipment, the path will lead you directly to the Vox relay's main gate. Tell me, do you already have Protectorate jump boots in your possession? That's what I knew them as. The official title is Personal Plasma Thrusters, I suppose. Wouldn't know much about that, but you'll find they serve a practical purpose here. With them equipped, you'll traverse that path with relative ease. I'll prepare a writ of conscription to allow you entry to the Vox relay. While most would refuse my authorization, the sentry assigned to the gate once lived in Westport. Sentry second-class layman. Show the writ as proof I have conscripted you into my employ. Use it to press service on my behalf, and she will let you in. Once you're inside, there's something else I need you to do. Something that would save many lives.
the pleasant atmosphere and rich natural resources represent a fascinatingly
The Vox relay is, to my mind, a time bomb. Brigadier Montelli's lost his way. Now all manner of chaos is raging there. I've heard tell he's even resorted to extra-legal executions. Madness, I tell you. A brigadier doesn't act as judge, jury, and executioner. That's an arbiter's job. And even then, they're enforcing existing protectorate law.
can unbalance even the most robust.
Regrettably, yes. Yes, I do. I have given the matter much thought and can see no other way around it. I may have been branded a traitor, but I remain loyal to protectorate ideals, which he has abandoned. Brigadier Montelli is a stain on the Protectorate's good name, and every moment he remains in charge at the Vox relay diminishes us further.
Keep informing on your neighbors.
Good, good. Here is the writ. I may not survive to see what occurs, but I trust you to follow your conscience. Farewell now. Promise you'll return here if you can, to check in on my people and see how they fare. That's all I ask. Farewell now.
Deal for their assigned work. Report them for mental refreshment.
like whatever business you're running elsewhere.
Everyone knows the paradigm epitomizes the pinnacle of social order. Why? Because the matriarch herself designed it, and the sovereign embodies and executes on it throughout history. Humans.
Quickly. I have to prepare for other contingencies, should the worst come to pass. Your friend's rather nosy.
In the Earth Directorate, we call it information gathering.
Fine. Ask your questions. If you must know, it was my sister. A neighbor reported her for some misconduct, and she was taken to be refreshed. I never heard what her alleged crime was meant to be. The woman who returned was nigh unrecognizable. The injustice of it rattled me. And once I began to look into what had happened, the more discomfort I felt. Then I met Niles. He told me the truth about other colonies. Made Arcadia feel so small, claustrophobic, repressive. And my smoldering resentments became a full conflagration. Stop there. I know what you would ask, but I've done my best to put that unpleasant experience behind me. Please respect my wish to avoid reopening closed wounds. The Crabbles? They keep people away who might otherwise stumble into my operation here. I feel kindly toward them. Ah, of course. Hogarth and his unfortunate charges would be top of mind if you've explored the nearby settlement. I sympathize with the plight of those in Westport. They want nothing to do with me, of course, or anyone outside the Sovereign's grace. which has been to my benefit. I do believe that one day, the truth of the Protector's iniquity will be too obvious to ignore. But for now, not even a crowbar could pry open all those shut eyes. Do you always put your hands on other people's things?
You are the raw material for perfection. From the lowliest subject to the most exalted vigilant, we must all fulfill our duty to the Protectorate. We're all in this together.
this ship would have departed by now. You know how Sentinels are. They take their time with traitors and instigators. The Sovereign provides, the system abides.
Spotted trouble.
Don't worry, don't question, don't doubt. Let your betters think for you. This paradigm we serve supplies all we deserve. Reporting is to neighborly, suspicion rightly so.
Back again. Thought we were done for now. Break as many fingers as pleases you. Still won't change my tune. Wait, who are you? I'm certain I haven't seen you before. I remember all my oppressors.
We're not Protectorate. We're your ticket out of this hotbox. Esculepe sent us.
Esculepe? Zeb sent you? Wait, you're Niles, aren't you? Count on Zeb to go as far as raising the dead to help. But it's too late. I gather you haven't noticed the bodies in the pen here.
Oh. The others don't look like they suffered easy deaths. What happened?
Montelli, damn him! He executed March and Pharaoh outright, ranting about traitors. Then the Consul Sentinel arrived to conduct a preliminary interrogation. She tortured us for information. The others didn't survive her enthusiasm for the work. I'm only here because the Consul wants someone brought back to him, alive. Lucky me. Thanks. Can't take all the credit, though. The Sentinel seemed spent by the time she got to me. Wore herself out on the others, I guess. Quick, though, before I forget or we're interrupted, I memorized the cipher. It's O2519W. Should help Zeb decode the intelligence we sent him a whole lot faster. Kind of you to offer, but I'm not going anywhere.
If you're too hurt to walk, I'm sure the commander and I could...
No, it's not that. I need the Sentinel to take me onto that transport. I want her to think she's won. And then, just as we leave orbit, I'm going to blow her pretty ship to pieces.
That might just be the most ruthless bait and switch I ever heard. Your friends ought to be proud.
Thanks. Funny what ideas come into your head after losing a molar. I'm no martyr. If there was another way to protect Zebulon and our cell, I'd take it. But if I escape, the Protectorate will pursue me, and everyone I care about will be in danger. I'll make it look like an accident. Mechanical failure. When I was being tortured, I saw some frayed wires near the fuel system. With the right spark, I think I can ignite it.
I have my doubts. Even if she managed to spark a few wires, that ship's bound to have a fire suppression system. It would kick in if there was any real ignition.
What do you propose, then?
Not blowing yourself up, for starters.
You know how relentless the Protectorate is. But if I die, that's the end of it. The Consul will turn his attention elsewhere, and our cause can continue in the shadows. Please, if you can help me sabotage the transport, then help me. We don't have much time.
Might be I could sabotage the transport from the outside. Make it look like negligent maintenance. What do you think, Commander? Yes, Commander. Stay put. Shouldn't take me too long. Done. Won't go into the particulars, but you can trust that ship will blow the moment it hits orbit.
Excellent work. I see why Zebulon liked having you around. I'd say I won't forget how you've helped me, but, well, you know. Tell Zeb what happened, won't you? That it was my decision. And I was at peace with it.
What the commander means is, good luck.
Likewise. And thank you both again.
Gloria, Arcadia, never to be outshone. Our colony, Arcadia, our home. All it took was some light instruction and a restorative cocktail to abrade my imperfections. The sovereign provides, the system abides.
A lot of protectorate strung up there. Dead or dying slow. What in the void's going on here?
Oh, these damned bodies. Why can't we just bury the lot of them? Oh, even my damned hammer turns against me. Blazes, that stings.
Area's off limits.
I politely request you cease defiling the corpses of our fallen brethren.
You are approaching a restricted estate.
There's some kind of opening in the canyon, Commander. Bet we could find our way closer to the Vox if we stay out of sight. Made it in. Guess the Protectorate ain't so good at watching their own backs after all.
enough.
Guns cocked and loaded. Just give the signal. Got some bad company.
Moving in.
Moving to say where? Contact reestablished.
Rebound. Reconvene. Charge it. Regain sight.
Taking cover.
Loading anew. System endured. Aha! Your safe haven is lost. Quarry found. Moving to safety.
Ready to take the heat off you.
Putting traders on display like that's one way to send a message. Can't be too good for morale, though.
Technicians Acna and Gastrell, you stand accused of manufacturing a fatal flaw in one of our valued dragoons. Have you any last words to express your shame?
That Dragoon was already defective. Oh, we were only rebuilding the logic assembly so that...
At last, the truth alights. I hope this belated confession unburdens your conscience, though it will do nothing to commute your sentence. On the charges of sabotage and treason most contemptible, I find you both guilty.
No, please! This is all a misunderstanding! We're loyal!
Make plain your intentions.
Ready to waste it. On your command.
Identified.
Let me!
Let us reconvene. I repudiate all vapid commercialists.
check enemy like just turned.
Look alive, Commander.
nothing. Sustain the system.
Go. Can I remain unsullied under the command of a rambling, nonsensical persecutor? Hello there. You seem to have caught me at a most inopportune time. Was just, patrolling the sewers, monitoring for suspicious activity. Now, I must kindly ask that you vacate the vicinity. Your presence here is proving distracting, to put it mildly. The what? Word to the wise. A protectorate station is hardly the place to be making light of one's affiliations. Brigadier Montelli would be ecstatic to hear you spout such humorous quips. You'd be labeled a heretic. But I'm sure he'd chuckle as you swung from the gallows. Forgive my unease. I thought Montelli sent you to see to my execution, or some other absurdity. I don't know what's going on here. The station's changed. It's become a damn charnel house, stained with the blood of my brothers and sisters. I don't know what to do. I just don't wish to die. I can't... If you don't mind, I need a moment of self-composure. Please feel free to carry on.
Commander, this has got to be where the matriarch is. We ought to look for her.
Guns cocked and loaded. Let's give the signal.
Keep howling. We're coming for you. Looks like...
Taking shelter! None shall hide from us! Replenishing my fire, I'll flush them out!
Briskly moving to cover! Restoring...
They dropped out of sight! A good neighbor!
Liquidate him!
Let me know when you need a distraction.
Under his constant gaze.
now? Ah, an intruder. Of course. I was warned the paradigm would test me, and here you have arrived. Yes. Dispatching you may yet grant me the opportunity to show my unimpeachable quality.
This piece of work's been on a murder spree and has the nerve to call himself unimpeachable. Let's tread lightly. Don't want to stir up more of his crazy.
Seen this before. All that pressure from trying to live perfect. Some subjects pop a lid. We should mind what we say unless we want this conversation to be real short.
And you have the gall to bring an invader herself into my station? Remarkable daring or foolish bravado, to be sure. Come then, infiltrator, test me. Perform your part in this grand drama, but be forewarned. I am not easily made prey. You speak, and yet all I hear is the bleating of a lamb come to slaughter. For crimes against our perfect sovereignty and conspiracy to commit the same, I hereby sentence you to death.
Seeking cover.
This is the control room. Bet you last month's earnings that debris left her mark here.
Now's not really the time for a chat. You need something? All right, but we best do this quick.